Give it a second. Okay, you can start whenever you'd like to.
Okay, so I just want to welcome everyone to our live reading. Back in the winter, the Nickel Independent Film Festival did a script writing challenge, and this evening we're going to be, with the help of TODOS Productions, we're going to be reading the scripts that people turned in as part of the challenge. We're super pumped to be able to read Attire of Roses, which was written by B.A. Ricketts, to read In Theory by Dana Puddicombe, Party Arty by Ian Murray, Cycles, written by Janet Gillis, Between the Lines, written by Jeffrey Alford. That's just for this evening. We have more readings tomorrow and Thursday night. So I'm going to introduce the actors that we have here. We have Lena, we have A, we have Dipesh, and we have Arturo. And I want to give a shout out to Santiago Guzman, the artistic director of TODOS Productions, for helping us put this together this evening. So without further ado, we're going to start with Attire of Roses, I believe. So take it away.
Attire of Roses, written by B.A. Ricketts. Scene 1. Exterior. N.L. Burns. Day. Thomas Elliot and a colored cleric walk on the Burns. Thomas is holding an urn. They get to a little nook next to a small hill where they are sheltered from the wind. Thomas stops and looks out to the ocean.
Here, this is the spot.
Thomas is winded. The cleric puts his glasses on the tip of his nose and pulls out an old Bible and starts reading.
Into your hands, O Lord, we commend your servant Ada Andrews. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
Thomas removes the top of the urn and bends low to spread the ashes among the gooweed, Newfoundland word for low-lying shrub, commonly found on the Burns. When finished, he returns to standing.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
The cleric drones on as they are joined by a lawyer, dressed in a suit and carrying a briefcase.
Oh, Mr. Elliot, I see you have finished spreading Ada Andrews' ashes. Once that was done, I had instructions to deliver this package to you.
The lawyer passes a small, brown, paper-wrapped package to Thomas. He can see his name written in a beautiful script on the top of the package. The lawyer looks at him quizzically.
I hope you don't mind me asking, Mr. Elliot, but I was wondering what relation you were to Miss Andrews. Are you a son, perhaps, or a nephew?
No, I was neither of those. I can understand your confusion though. I am 63 and Ada was 82 when she passed. I was surprised when you called. I thought she had long forgotten about me. You see, once, a long time ago, we were lovers.
Thomas turns abruptly, leaving the lawyer and the cleric on the Burns, staring after him with their mouths agape. Scene 2, interior, hotel room, day. Thomas sits on the bed. He loosens his tie. He's perspiring and looks uncomfortable. He reaches for the brown wrapped package and pulls the string free. Out falls a small journal on the bed. Thomas picks it up and brings it to his nose. His eyes close and he inhales deeply. Parents, day, flashback. Close off to Thomas burying his face into Ada's neck and inhaling deeply.
I love the smell of your perfume.
It's called Attire of Roses.
Hotel room, present day.
Attire of Roses. I haven't heard of it before or since.
Thomas opens the pages of the diary and two things fall out onto his lap. He picks up a dry piece of goodwitty and a photo. He stares on the photo longingly. It shows a woman sitting on a large rock next to the ocean.
Oh, my darling Ada, how I loved you.
He opens the pages of the diary and begins to read.
I have to write this down. That way I can leave it again and again. I brought my camera with me from Montreal. I never dreamed that it would be in Tommy's hands, taking a picture of me sitting on a rock. Tommy says I'm at my sexual peak. I'm 44, he's 25.
Scene 3. Interior. Ada's bedroom. Day. Flashback. Ada is sitting at a small desk in a bedroom. She is writing in the diary. She gets up and brushes her hair, then dabs perfume behind each ear. She is wearing a long, loose skirt and raises it to quickly apply cream to her legs.
My God, Tommy was born the same year I left home. I can't think about that. I'll be old soon enough. Already I can see the varicose veins on my legs. Tommy hasn't seen them. I smear makeup over them. Next week will come too fast and I will go back to my job in Montreal nursing the rich old judge. At 90 years old, he still wants to have sex with me. I tell him it will kill him. He laughs and says it would be a good way to go.
Ada checks her reflection in the mirror and exits the room. Scene 4. Interior. Kitchen day. Ada walks into the kitchen and picks up a fresh homemade tea bun from the dish. Her mother is at the kitchen sink.
What? You're off again?
I'll be back in time for supper this evening, I promise.
You know the whole town is whispering about you and that young man. Sure, you were twice his age. Everyone knows what the two of you are up to when you go in over the barrens, and it's not very picking.
This town has got nothing better to do than gossip. Well, don't worry, I'll be gone back to Montreal soon enough and the town will find somebody else to talk about.
You are acting like a harlot, just like those women in the Bible.
Oh, Mom, you can call me whatever names you want, I don't care.
Ada takes her coat out of the closet and puts it on. She grabs her camera.
Mom, please, this is the only happiness I have ever known. Don't try to take that from me.
Ada kisses her mother on the cheek, then turns and walks out the door. Her mother shakes her head and sighs. Scene 5. Exterior. Barrens. Day. Thomas has Ada by the hand, and they are running across the barrens. They are both laughing. Thomas leads her to the little nook sheltered from the wind, where they embrace and kiss. Thomas removes his coat and spreads it over the goodwitty. Ada lays down, reaching for Thomas.
Some might think that October in Newfoundland isn't the best month for making love on the barrens.
The intensity rises as they whisper to each other.
They'd be wrong. I love the rough feel of the barrens.
Your smooth skin,
Your warm, strong body.
the cool autumn wind.
Thomas kisses her passionately. He lifts her skirt and runs his hand up her leg. The camera pans up and out to the ocean. Close off of Thomas' hand breaking off a piece of goodwitty shrub. He reaches down to her and tucks it in her hair.
You're so beautiful lying there. I wish we could stay here forever.
Scene 6. Exterior. Beach. Day. Hand in hand, Thomas and Ada stroll down to the ocean. He takes her camera and points at a nearby rock.
Sit on that rock. I want to take your picture.
Ada laughingly climbs up and perches on the rock. Thomas points the camera and clicks the shutter. The image of Ada is captured and freezes. Scene 7. Interior. Hotel room. present day. The photo image transforms into the present day photo that Thomas is holding on his hand.
If the judge ever sees this photo, he will know I just had the best sex of my life. I will hide it along with my other treasures.
Slow motion. The photo flutters to the floor. Thomas' hand releases the diary. His face is contorted with pain, and he falls back onto the bed, clutching his chest. And slow motion.
Tommy, come to me.
Thomas' face relaxes, and his eyes close. His breathing slows. He smiles. Exterior, the knock, day. Ada is standing on the veranda, beckoning to him. The end.
The next one is interior, right?
Yeah, the next one we have for everyone watching, and a couple of the writers have sent me messages to say they're watching from Toronto and other parts of Newfoundland. So hello. The next one we have for you is In Theory by Dan Punicombe. So take it away, and that was wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you, Sam. In Theory, an original short screenplay by Dana Parikam. Interior, dimly lit dive bar, early evening. A couple, early 40s, sit at a tiny table in a dim corner of a small bar. They are nicely dressed, polished, and poised for a special date night. Lex is deep into recounting a story as Dave focuses to provide him rapt attention. This is not a first date, more like the 800th.
And then they sing Happy Birthday.
Like the song?
Of course, the song.
The birthday song. It's called the birthday song.
It's called Happy Birthday.
Lex motions to Dave's pocket.
You can't keep checking your phone.
He reluctantly hands them the phone from his pocket.
I'm posting a poll. Inquiring minds want to know.
Just Google it. You'll see.
What's the fun in that?
He looks around, fiddles with his beer bottle. His attention catches the sound of the doorbell as his eyes light up. Tal and Ray squeeze their way into the tiny table. Dave tries to stand, but his knee knocks the table, dribbling a splatter of beer on the tabletop. Tal and Ray settle in and settle. Tal picks up their beer, initiating a cheers.
Cheers. It's so nice to finally meet.
Yes, we made it. Finally.
The foursome exchange smiles and looks. The initial looks are quick until they start to land. A longer gaze and another. A true investigation.
What?
Nothing. It's just nice to finally be together, in person. Dave smooths down his hair and giggles a bit. Lex notices and chimes in.
It looks great, doesn't it?
Tal and Ray are stalled by the direct spotlight.
Yes, of course.
I wasn't looking at.
It's okay. I mean,
It's new. And they look great.
I mean, are you not attracted to men with, you know?
Plugs? Lex and Dave burst out laughing.
Plugs? Do they still call them plugs?
Give me my phone.
It's just different than your phone.
So you just got them? Like recently?
They don't want to see the pics.
No, I'll show you the pics. It's actually a revolutionary procedure.
It's very bloody.
Just give me.
He grabs towards Lex's purse.
We hold on to each other's phones when we go out, so we have to talk to each other.
Dave and Lex laugh. Tal and Ray do not. That's really sad. Tal tries to change the subject.
And here we are.
Tal initiates another cheers. The air is cold. I think we made a mistake.
So you don't want to have sex with us because I have hair plugs?
Dave catches himself.
It does kind of roll off the tongue.
I don't want to speak for Tal, and I certainly didn't need you have more here. But no.
So it isn't the plugs?
I get it. I mean, Did any of us really want to go through with this anyway?
The threesome are shocked that they could say such a thing.
Of
We've
course,
all
we
been
wanted
looking
to.
forward to this whole time. Lex is particularly taken aback.
So you don't want to?
I don't know, it's weird now.
He examines his hairline using Lex's phone.
I wanted to, but now I feel vulnerable.
Because of the plugs?
Don't call them that!
Ray tries to bring the conversation back to the table. Look, this is obviously a little more high pressure than we anticipated.
When we matched it on the app 2 years ago, it sounded really fun.
And we were just starting to explore our boundaries.
We don't even party anymore, really. Let alone organize group sex with strangers.
Tal laughs, searching for agreement. Lex is embarrassed.
We're completely different people now. We make our own, not brothers.
Lex and Dave unite in disappointment.
Then why did you come? Why did you say all along that you'd come?
It's truly something to look forward to, in theory, sadly. And we kept messaging about it together.
So it became its own thing.
Lex fumbles with their bag.
Well, this is embarrassing.
No, it's not. Do not be.
And we didn't know if you'd want to, so we thought, let's see. The bar becomes quiet. A record changes in the jukebox and stalls for a second. The bartender gives it a kick and continues to chat as the music propels through the air. Tal and Ray slowly stand, grabbing their jackets as they inch away from the table. Your hair really looks great. Hope we can stay friends. Online. Ray focuses on Dave. Very natural looking. They're back away, and with the ring on the tiny bell on the door, they're gone. Dave is in shock. Lex sighs and checks their phone.
Happy birthday to you.
Thanks.
No, that's the name of the
No.
song. It's called Happy Birthday to You.
Huh? Cool.
The end.
I love the queerness in that, I just want to say. Yay for queerness.
Do you guys want a glass of water before the next?
Oh. And I may have to stop standing in because it's actually super not good for me.
Oh, you guys all have water. Okay.
Yeah.
We're prepared.
Santiago said, make sure.
Anybody want water? There you go. There you go.
Thank you.
Should I walk around this way?
Doesn't matter.
All right,
I
okay.
understood that we need,
Okay.
when you are talking, you need to stop.
My-
Alder just said, great job.
That was really fun.
It was really fun.
And so awesome to hear they and like, you know, more than two people doing something and yeah.
The next one is
Yeah, the next one.
Party Party.
Yeah, Party Arty by Ian Murray. So whenever you guys are ready, keep it rolling.
Oh, so that's me. Hurdy Urdy. Story by James Titford and Ian Murray. Screenplay by Ian Murray. The exterior of a 2-bedroom house is shown in morning. Cut to kitchen. Erdy and Ralph are eating cereal on either side of the table.
Tonight's that party you are supposed to go to, isn't it?
Yeah, that's tonight.
How come you didn't invite me?
You really wouldn't want any part of this.
I don't have anything else to do tonight.
I'm only going out on obligation.
Whatever you say.
Anyway, I gotta go to work. I'll be home at around 6 to get ready.
Erdy leans against bus shelter and waits. Susan enters from stage right.
Hey, Ari.
Erdy noticeably jolts.
So how about that party tonight?
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I can't wait to see everybody.
Erdy rolls eyes back slightly.
Oh, I just gotta bring Taylor. You know Taylor, don't you, Ari?
I think I met her once, maybe twice.
And if Taylor's gonna be there, Chrissy just has to come. They're just so inseparable.
I'm not really sure if.
And if Chris is gonna be there, Johnny will be there too. You know, Johnny, don't you, Abby? Chrissy's boyfriend.
I don't think I've ever
And
met.
if he's coming down, I just know he's gonna bring all the boys down from the garage. Cause you know, he works up at he's up at the dealerships.
That seems like a lot.
Don't worry about it. You always worry about these things already. It's not healthy.
But Susan, that really does seem like a lot of.
There's my
bus pulls
bus.
up.
But I'll see you tonight, already.
Yeah, I'll see you later.
Susan gets on the bus. The bus pulls away.
And you and everyone else.
Interior establishment, shot of office building. Artie is in break room, sips coffee. Coworker, Steve, sneaks from behind and places hands on Artie's shoulders, not gently.
Hey, Steve.
Party! The artist! T-minus 8 hours till the party time.
You seem pretty excited, Steve.
You know it, especially since I got the playlist for the function.
Let me guess, Steve, the usual hits.
No way, man. I'm spicing this time.
And how do you plan on doing that?
I got my nephew to clue me on what the cool kids are listening to now.
What do the kids listen to now?
That's the best part. I only had to buy him beer, and he said he'd day for free as long as I rent him the equipment.
How old is your nephew again?
Steve has already left the table.
Party time! Woo!
Artie stares down the coffee mug, defeated. Artie is in line at a convenience store holding various snacks. The line moves forward until Artie is at the register. The cashier, Tom, recognizes him.
How's it going, Artie?
Fine, Tom. How are you?
You know, I've been back here all day. Got your chips and drinks for the party tonight, eh?
I'm gotta get something.
Can't wait to get freaking loaded then, hey buddy.
Maybe don't go too hard. Remember what happened last time?
I breaks one window on accident and you don't let me hear the end of it, man.
You put a chair through it.
That chair was falling apart. Now, is that arsehole you live with, Ralph, gonna be there?
Might not.
I hope not. He got some pissed off thing with me last time I seen him.
He had good reasons.
I spilled a drink on the cat. I was only trying to dry her off.
Microwaves don't dry things, Tom.
I was trying to help, by.
Sure, Tom, I'll see you later.
Right on. Might bring over something to show you guys.
What is it?
You'll see, man. You'll see. All I'm telling you is I made it myself.
Artie walks away, nervous and fearful. Bathroom. Artie is shown in a nice shirt and tie combo. He bends over to spit toothpaste in the sink. He straightens up, revealing a sad, clown-like frown. He pours a cap of mouthwash, drinks, swishes, and then swallows. Hard cut to living room couch. Ralph is lying on couch in front of a TV. A dog is at his feet. Artie enters stage left.
Gonna be honest, dude. I'm still pretty pissed about not being invited tonight.
Don't be. I told you it's gonna suck.
But I didn't even hear about it from you. I heard about it from Tom down at the store.
Exactly. Tom's going. You hate him.
But there's gonna be other people than they're just me.
Too many. I think Susan's bringing her entire building.
I'd still be nice to hang out, listen to some music.
Not when the music's coming from Steve's nephew who's committing a felony just by being there.
Where are you going again?
Obligation.
Well, I'm gonna go for a walk to the store to get some snacks. Can you watch the dog?
Yeah, no problem.
Ralph walks up street at night. Face changes to confused, shock. Wide shot of Ralph looking at house from stage right. House has all lights on and muffled music can be heard from out on the street. People are partying on the lawn. Ralph walks through front door, shocked. Cut to Susan, surrounded by a large group of women dressed similarly to her and men in coveralls with oil stains on their clothes and skin. Cut to cheap DJ set up on a flimsy table, a sheet with DJ Neff spray painted on it, draped across the front. An underage boy is behind the equipment. Steve is staged right to him and passing him an open beer. Cut to the dog running down the hallway, chased by Tom, carrying a lit firework. Cut to Ralph, still by the door, jaw dropped. Artie, with party hat and completely defeated expression, enters stage left towards Ralph.
I told you didn't want to go.
A firework is heard exploding in the background. The end from here.
That was awesome. Next, we're gonna do Cycles by Janet Ellis. Wow. Give it a hand.
So, Cycles by Jane Aguilas. Interior Hospital, day. A mother is giving birth, surrounded by doctors and nurses. Stacy's voiceover plays over the sea. Everything is a little too bright and colorful. The medical team looks like old-timey 50s doctors. Their hair and uniforms are just too perfect.
I was born riding a bicycle.
The woman screams with the last push.
What a peculiar...
The nurses all stare in horror.
It's in my blood.
We finally see the little newborn baby, covered in blood, riding a tiny little bicycle. The baby slips out of the doctor's hands and lands perfectly upright on the bicycle.
Is there something wrong with my baby?
The tiny bicycle baby rides as far as she can get while still attached to her mother. The doctor scoops her up.
No, not at all. You have a beautiful baby girl.
The doctor cuts the umbilical cord. He tries to remove the bicycle, but the little baby Stacy will not release it. The nurses take the baby to clean her up. They also try to dislodge the bike to no avail. They wrap her up in a pretty pink blanket and place a pretty pink bow on her head.
It looks like you have a cyclist.
A cyclist?
A
cyclist!
Oh no!
I assure you, a cyclist baby is just as lovable as any other baby.
I blame her father. He was a cyclist too.
A cyclist?
A cyclist. A mother worries. I just didn't want this life for her.
The nurses look down at her with knowing glances as they place little Stacy into her arms. Little baby Stacy takes her hand off her bicycle and grabs her mother's finger. A single tear falls down her mother's face. Exterior, Jelly Bean Row, day, montage. Jelly Bean Row, colorful, bright, fun. Little baby Stacy rides her bicycle down the street, a little unsteady. Toddler Stacy rides the same path. She's a little bigger and so is the bicycle. 7-year-old Stacy rides her bike. Teenager Stacy rides a little faster. Teenage Stacy rides a little faster.
By the time I was 16, I could get from Mount Pearl to Signal Hill in 15 minutes.
Exterior, pizza delivery place, day. Outside of the pizza delivery place, we see Stacy, 20s now, through the big window. She grabs 5 pizzas and takes them outside to her bike.
Everything I did was to make me a better rider.
She stacks the pizzas on her handlebars and bikes down the street.
I wouldn't take a job unless it made me better.
Exterior, downtown street, St. John's, day, montage. She weaves in between traffic on Water Street in the afternoon. She bikes down an empty Jelly Bean Row street. She throws pizzas like newspapers. They land perfectly on every step.
I was the best cyclist on Avalon and everyone knew it.
Stacy counts her money leaning up against a building next to her bike.
Every cent I made went back into my cycling career.
A cute boy walks by Stacy, checks her out. She doesn't notice.
I had no time for distractions.
A cute girl walks by Stacy, checks her out. She doesn't notice.
I was the best on the Avalon, but my ambitions were so much bigger.
Stacy gives a cheeky smile.
I was going to be the best in the world.
Exterior, Stacy's house, day. Stacy is packing up her saddlebags on her bicycle. Her mother is in tears, having to say goodbye to her baby.
I had finally saved enough up for my trip to Victoria. I had never been off the island before.
Stacy's mom hugs Stacy. A single tear runs down both of their faces. Stacy hops on her bike and rides away. Exterior, highway, day.
And then everything changed in an instant.
Stacy gets hit by a bus. Stacy flings off her bicycle and lands almost gracefully in a grassy patch by the highway. Her bicycle is destroyed. Everyone on the bus is fine, says fine.
I was fine, but I was just lying there in the grass thinking that could have been me. Cycling was all I knew and all I've ever known. And I decided right then and there that it was time to make a change.
Interior, Walmart, day. An awkward teen Walmart employee stands in the sports section holding a skateboard.
So, do you want the skateboard or?
Yes. Thank you.
Cool.
The teen hands her the skateboard. That same cheeky smile comes across her face. Exterior, Jelly Bean Row, day. Same setup as the previous opening montage. Stacy skateboards through the same path as before.
I was the best skateboarder on the Avalon and everyone knew it.
Stacy's monologue continues and fades out as the screen goes black. End.
I think the baby had a bicycle. For some reason, I was like imagining. I'm like, that's the funniest thing I've ever imagined. Like, good content.
So funny. We have one more for everyone this evening. We have Between the Lines by Jeffrey Alford. So, take it away. Thank you. I give people enough time in between. You want, yeah? Okay. All right.
Between the Lines by Jeffrey Alford. Fade in, exterior, movie studio afternoon. Wide shot showing movie studio in the background. In the foreground is a sign that reads Constellation Studios. Dissolve. Interior, movie studio, reception room, save time. Close up of a door with a plate that reads Erin Orion, producer. Zoom out and pan right to reveal Tom, who's a male in mid-30s, sitting in a chair. He looks at his smartphone to pass the time while he waits. Cut to shot of Tom in the foreground and the receptionist behind the desk in the background. The receptionist is typing on a computer. A buzzing sound is heard 3 times on an intercom. The receptionist and Tom look at each other.
Miss Orion will see you now.
Thanks.
Tom gets up, opens the door, walks in and closes it. Interior. Movie, studio, Erin's office, same time. Wide shot of Erin, female mid-40s, sitting behind a desk with a screenplay in front of her. An empty chair is in front of the desk. Tom walks into view with his right arm extended, expecting a handshake. Erin looks at him with a blank expression on her face.
Please have a seat, sir.
Very well.
Tom awkwardly lowers his arm and sits in the chair to directly face Erin. Cut to close-up of Erin, placing her hand on the script.
I called you here so that I could personally tell you my decision on your screenplay, Between the Lines.
She reaches for the top right desk drawer and opens it to reveal a rubber stamp and an ink pad.
We usually email the decision, but after reading your script, I wanted you to hear it from me personally.
Cut to a close-up of Tom with a nervous smile on his face.
The answer is no.
Cut to the top of the script. She brings down the rubber stamp pad on the cover, then pulls it away to reveal the word rejected in the red ink. Cut to a close-up of a shocked Tom staring at the script.
And I'll tell you why.
Tom looks at Erin. Cut to a close-up of Erin.
This is the most chauvinistic load of manure I've ever read. Your male protagonist is a stage actor who seeks out roles where he kisses female characters. All so he can get the thrill of kissing without going through, as you call it, the minefield of relationships. And all involved will think he's just doing his job.
Cut back to Tom.
In my defense, it's a work of fiction. These stories aren't meant to be taken seriously. There are sitcom episodes about guys who lie about themselves to impress the girl.
Cut back to Erin.
The way I see it, a potential fan could see it as a manual on how to be a predator.
Cut back to Tom.
I've always thought that these kind of stories are more of a public service. By showing how these situations play out, people will get the knowledge of how to avoid the more dangerous outcomes.
Cut back to Erin.
You expect me to believe that?
Cut back to Tom.
The story emphasizes that he's only kissing and nothing more. Anything beyond that is too risky. He rehearses with the co-star. They kiss as per the story. The show ends. They move on to the next job, and the lady thinks his kiss is owing a day's work. Besides, Hitchcock movies pretty much show how to get away with murder. They could have influenced criminals, but they could have also influenced the cops as well to stay ahead. Besides, at the end, the scheme is exposed and girls avoid him.
Head back to Erin.
Hitchcock did his work in a tarnished, golden era of permissive attitudes towards human contact. These days, we try to keep clean and avoid the cliches of old, particularly with romance and seduction. Stories like this would be a bad influence on the young people if they were to see it by accident.
Head back to Tom, who pauses to formulate a response.
If I make one more point,
Interior movie studio reception room minutes later. Our body shot of Tom facing away from Erin's open door, holding the script. He turns around to speak, but the door is slammed in his face. He turns again and sees a picture of two kids on the receptionist's desk. Zoom in on the picture.
bad influence on the young?
Interior, sixth grade classroom. Day. The classroom lights are off and the curtains are closed. Close up on a projector screen showing a teenage boy, Romeo, on stage, rehearsing for a role in a play with a teenage girl, Juliet. They end up kissing.
This is Romeo. He only wanted the lead role to kiss Juliet in the school play.
Cut to wide shot of Romeo talking to some boys in a school hall.
Then he bragged about it to his friends like it won the Nobel Prize. But when Juliet found out, she gave him the golden glove.
Cut to Romeo's of Juliet with an angry face. She hurls her fist at the camera. The screen goes black. Cut to Romeo sporting a black eye and Juliet sitting next to each other in detention, looking away from each other.
Remember, kids, leave the acting on the stage, because if you use it off stage, the audience may not use their hands to applaud.
The screen goes black. The projector turns off and the lights come on. Tom walks in front of the projection screen, zoom in until only his head is in frame.
I started this as something bigger, but I got shut down every time someone saw the script. So 8 months ago, I cleaned it up for a more appropriate message. Kissing isn't like winning some trophy. It could make a relationship better or ruin it with awkwardness. Any questions?
Cut to black. The end.
He wants to be on TV.
It's the time.
Hey,
Are you
We did
still
it.
for it?
Do you want to do the? Do you want to do it? The bang
please.
on the face.
No, that's okay.
When we do, a friend of mine does do it. Burger and fries. It's kind of fun, right?
That was awesome. Thank you so much, Deepesh, Arturo, Lena, and A. We're going to be back tomorrow from 5 to 6:30 and Thursday as well, 5 to 6:30 to do more plays by the people who took part in our script writing challenge. So thank you once again to the actors and to TODOS Productions. And yeah, we're coming live from LSPU Hall for the 22nd Nickel Independent Film Festival. Come on down, watch some films, or go to www.nickelfestival.com to watch them online. Hope to see everyone tomorrow. Thank you.